How to actually excel in life, do what you love to do, earn, get fit, and gain clarity. So of course, you probably have a career, you probably do some sport, or you're busy in life. So how do you start here? Well, you have to define what does actually matter for you. So like you probably have a lot of peers in your job and you're thinking about these big ideas, you're getting input from them. But then again, why should you listen to your peers? Because you probably went into the thing that you're doing, decided at a young age, and you stayed on that track. So if you actually want to do the thing that you should do, you should actually dig deeper. Now the good thing is, which many people think, that the AI is such a threat, but it's actually our Oppenheimer moment in our lives. Like Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI and ChatGPT, has the same birthday actually as Oppenheimer, who was the inventor of the atomic bomb. Very interesting. And this ChatGPT moment was the Oppenheimer nuclear bomb moment of our time. Now you can say that this sounds pretty negative, but it's actually not, at least not yet, because this will allow you to do whatever you want to do in life as long as you start using it. So number one is that you have to actually think deeply about the concepts that you enjoy in life. So how do you start thinking about those concepts? You grab out, wait a second, I'm not going anywhere, but you grab a piece of paper and a pen. This is actually a pen I got back in years ago when I was working as an equity analyst in banking. We did a lot of stock listings, IPOs, like billions of dollars in companies that were listing on the exchange, and very interesting world. You could see and meet a lot of business leaders like top public companies, and also of course listing those companies that weren't yet public. Now why do I talk about this pen and the banking days? Well, it was a very interesting time for me because I started to see how actually the business world works from the financial statements. All of the financials, they are very logical, and you really see how a business works. And of course, if you're thinking about what you should do in life, you also have to make sure that you can capitalize on it. Because if you're just, if you're a creative person like I am, you might start painting or write, I don't know, a novel or whatever. Perhaps that can be a little bit hard to monetize, or perhaps not if you actually start thinking about the concepts that actually matter. And the concepts that matter, you write them down on a piece of paper. So here you would write like your passions, like one circle for that, and then you would write where's a market. So here you see your passion, the market. So what's in the market, and actually how do you combine it with the rest of your life so that it doesn't become a huge mess. And then you try to find the intersection here. So you can see here, yeah, that's actually painting is my passion, but obviously I'm not gonna make a career out of that. So you want to find the intersection where your passion is and then where the market is. And then of course the third circle is where you are at in your life, because you can't just be all right, so I'm gonna start doing this thing, there's a market for it, I'm passionate about it, but then you don't actually think about your life holistically. Now, how do you think about your life holistically? It all starts with habits, and habits is actually how you gain structure in your life. So by gaining clarity from habits, you actually have to start with the small things, and that starts with fitness. Because if you're actually having a healthy body, I'm not talking about a bodybuilder Arnold physique. I'm talking about an athletic physique that allows you to move freely in your daily life, also when you just go from your daily life, you go into fitness mode, you can just naturally transition from it and just get in the moment, and in that moment when you start moving around, you feel free, you feel like, all right, so all the things that I learned in a day, I can just get free from them. I'm enjoying the movement, and the movement actually, there's a lot of research that if you do a lot of exercise, it's going to improve your cognitive skills. So that's why I also made a course for you, a 7-day course for 7 elite habits that took me 16 years to figure out when I was training in college, studying finance. I studied finance in Finland and then also in Montreal, Canada, when I also had the opportunity to train with the best UFC fighter of all time, Georges St. Pierre. I trained as a young kid there, and there was like the world's best MMA coach, in my opinion, Firas Zahabi, and he talked a lot about how you should actually learn stuff, philosophy, as well as just relying on your body for physical movement. You don't need any weights. You can do a lot of explosive push-ups, pull-ups, etc. And that's also how I started on the journey for a muscle-up world record, which I'm now at 37 muscle-ups. So the previous muscle-up world record is already behind me. I'm now the muscle-up champion in my country. But it all starts with the habits that you can gain for free in this course. And this is also how I combine then sports with then working in banking and at hedge funds. And then when I started my own gaming company with over 25,000 players that we have now, it's actually how I managed to have a balance between bouncing between tech and business and then bouncing into sports. You get a good feeling out of it because you can actually balance the business part, the thinking part with the sports part, and you're not getting burned out. And it is actually like when I'm training now for the muscle up world record, I don't feel like it's stressful at all because I combine it so well with my daily life. And that's actually about getting the mindset right, getting the work right, getting the priorities right, and then like also the training part, it's about the daily steps, 10,000 steps. It's about getting the nutrition on point, the mindset on point, and of course the progressive overload of training. So that's actually because I know what I want to do. I want to build this business, and also of course I'm very interested overall like in strategy and finance and all of these different areas that I've also worked in my career. And then at the same time, I know that these skills need to be daily like improved, right? So I read a lot of like business stuff, like a lot of blogs, for instance, Charlie Munger, who is one of the greatest investors of all time. I've used a lot of his like lattice work mindset where you combine things from different perspectives so you can actually make like a resound decision when you're in business. And then like of course like Sam Altman's blog is an excellent place where I've used a lot of his mindset on how I'm actually building an online company, building an online brand, and then taking that, then of course you need to find balance. So then it's about the sports part, and that is very like easy to understand. Like most people are very like confused, like all right, so I want to get in shape, I should go on this boot camp, but then they don't know what to do. So here are finally the 3 things that I optimize for. It's about having the below 10% body fat. I find that works best for me. So then it's about the steps like I said. And then of course the nutrition part, that you want to be in the calorie deficit, use intermittent fasting. Also like most supplements, like 99% of them don't work, but like omega-3, magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, creatine, as well as protein powder, and a few other ones that I also have on axelmethod.tech. Like in my PDF book, you can actually find everything on how I use them in my daily life. And then like, so you have the body fat percentage you want to optimize for, then it's about the strength part. So we know from research that if you can do more than 40 push-ups compared to those that can do less than 10 push-ups, you have a 96% less risk of getting a heart attack. And then finally, VO2 max, which is actually your cardiovascular function. So the better your VO2 max is, then the less likely you're going to have problems in your life quality will improve, you can live longer. So that's where I'm optimizing for being above 50 VO2 max, and that's actually the keys there. So those things I take out of business, and then the mindset part, it's about using the mental frameworks, the mental models of the greatest investors, for instance, of all time that they use. And all of these, when you combine them together, as well as having that fit body, because everything starts there. If you have a fit body, it's, I would say, impossible for you to fail, because all of the other areas of your life will improve. And that's all what you should focus on. Now, if you want to see how far I already gotten on building a 100% remote gaming company, we call it a small giant. We're only a few friends building this game, and we used a lot of AI, we used a lot of automation, and we got above 25,000 players. So make sure you watch this video or watch this video if you want to see how this average guy started training for the muscle up world record only with just walking 10,000 steps, learning the muscle ups, getting on the journey. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think, and yeah, let's continue on this journey of greatness.